Hey everybody, game two, UD versus Mana, and I gotta start off by pointing out the lead matchup. If you watch game one, I noted that that lead matchup was not Zapdos versus Tyranitar, and 15 minutes later, here we are, Zapdos versus Tyranitar. Anyway, Mana took game one in a really interesting quality offensive matchup. I think both players played well, and I think Mana his best move there was going to T-Tar instead of Vaporeon, and I think that worked out for him. And I think UD should have taken the double there, but not the double we were thinking. But anyway, we went over this at the end of the last game. Really interesting match. If for some reason you skipped it, go back and watch it. Really fun. I was a big fan of it. But anyway, let's get into this. We got the more standard lead matchup that I mentioned in game one. So usually this is going to be the Zapdos just gets out of dodge. Even though, funnily enough, I would say that most lead T-Tars actually can't beat the Zapdos one-on-one. And I've seen it pushed. I think it's been pushed in this tournament before, where someone just kind of went, odds are you can't beat me. At best, you have Ice Beam. So you're not coming at me with the Rock Slide. I don't expect that to happen here from UD. He's not known to really force that kind of stuff and take those kind of huge risks. I mean, he's a risk taker, but I don't see him. He's probably just got something he'll BP out to if he's got it, or just full switch and there it is. There's the Flygon, which actually, considering what I just said, it can be kind of dangerous. There is a world in which that's a Rock Slide, but Flygon coming out again. We've seen a lot this tournament. Usually paired with like Magneton, but just coming in and being free switches for the Scarm isn't great. But they both have the Scarm, but Mana is a faster taunt Scarm. We don't know. It's not YOLO Scarm, or else it would have taken a lot more from the Rock Slide. But it is still taunt, maybe a little bit of speed in it to speed creep on other Skarmory. Kind of surprised he didn't just drop another layer there for free, but instead he just went to T-Tar. And actually he does have Rock Slide. So this looks like, what was it? Full physical lead tar. And he's just gonna throw focus punches at the Skarmory. UD probably Toxics, which is not a great. That's just not. I don't know. I don't. I don't really like that play. I mean, you toxic the T-Tar. Is it really going to be that big of a problem for your team that you just throw away your Skarmory with only one layer down? Now Mana, has the Skarmory, which shuts down the Flygon all day. Looks like that's the lead mix, which is really cool. But he does get seeded, which means he will have to probably switch out on the. I guess he could chase one roll real quick, see if he can high roll into the recover, and he doesn't. So he will have to switch out now, unless he wants to chase a crit. But that's not really what you want to be looking for here. So let's go recover up, and we'll see what this T-Tar is, and if it can actually put a dent in anything Mana's shown so far. So far, not looking great for UD. I don't know if it's a team matchup thing. I think he threw away the Skarm kind of for no reason. That was a chunky HP bug. It did a lot. It did a lot. Maybe that's the offensive pert with the max special attack and focus punch, which have been seeing a little bit of play. I'm actually surprised. I don't think it's seen a ton of play in the tournament, but I know it's kind of caught on a little bit. Or maybe it's not, because usually it doesn't carry protect. So I'm surprised the HP bug did that much. If it I guess it could still be protect. No, it's probably not. I don't know. Let's not worry. Let's not spend too much time worrying about the EVs of a Swampert that's gonna wall the T-Tar all day anyway. Jolt here will not be able to really do anything with that Celebi still at 100 and the Swampert hanging out. Interesting that he went right into Swampert. And he roars out the actual best switch in. And this is just not going well for UD. I don't see him breaking through Mana's team. UD's team is really weird. It's just, and I want to take a pause break. You know, it's Jolt spikes, and he threw the Scarm away really early. Only got the one layer up, and then with that being said, with only one layer up, this squad right here is not doing enough damage to anything with a little bit of bulk on it. You're not getting through anything. This Flygon here gives Skarmory all day. The Zapdos was fun, but it was his only switch into a water move, and that's what's probably lacking here for my taste at least. I don't like teams that can't switch into like imagine a world in where he has just an offensive Suicune. It just rolls here. I don't know. I don't like this kind of squad for that reason, and I think we're seeing kind of one of the worst matchups they can have. And then we see here that Mana deftly maneuvers the T-Tar so that he doesn't care about the HP bug. He just, not like the focus punch would have mattered. What was it hitting the Swampert? I think that was the desperate focus punch of a dying man. I think this one's gonna end fairly quickly. He seeds up here. He can't really kill the Celebi. So he's gonna hope for a crit. And Mana will just recover out, and we're at the point where even if he lucks through the Celebi, he's got a lot more. He's got to luck through. So I think we can safely say this one is going to Mana. And props to Mana. UD just came off of a great set. I got a little lucky at the end there against the Linear Curve, but for the most part, it was a really tight series. And it wasn't like the craziest luck in the world. He probably had maybe a 20-30% chance to win. So he took Linear into those 3 games. Had a really close third game, came out ahead, and was looking like maybe a favorite in this tournament going forward. And then Mana just comes out and absolutely, curb stomps him. Just with absolutely no regard for the man's health. And even freezes the Jolteon on top of that. He does all that, and he's like, you know what? I'm just going to freeze your Jolt on the way out. So, props to Mana. He's on quite an insane run right now. Where he's apologizing for irrelevant luck. What a good sport. That's got to be like some form of offensive. Now that we're seeing more numbers come out. But yeah, he's on a crazy run right now. He's got to be at this point like odds-on favorite, right? Like through all this, you gotta think after just UD is not UD is not out of it. UD he's not I gotta tend to my wife and my beer. UD he's on point these days, and so to just roll through him like this, it's impressive. So. I don't want to spend the rest of the video just talking up Mana. Let's just skip ahead as the drill pecks come through. Yeah, there we go. And there it is. Ice punch for the win. closes it out. Mana clears the series in decisive fashion in the second game after taking a very close game one. He's got to be the favorite. So, I look forward to seeing his run going forward. UD in the losers bracket drops down. Don't count him out, obviously. We've already seen 2 winners in CALLOUS Invitational from the losers bracket, so he's not out of it. He's playing good Pokemon. He's playing good ball, guys. He's playing good ball. And so, I think there's a chance he can bring it back around. He's got to go train in the mountains for a few days. Punch some boulders, and then come back, and he'll be ready. And we'll see both these players next round. I would love to narrate more of their games, so maybe you'll see me on one of their games next round. Anyway, Godspeed. Thanks for watching. I'm glad that none of these games went over 100 turns. This is the way Pokemon is meant to be played. Okay? So I'm proud of these players for that and that alone. So I'll see you next time, and let's just keep these offensive matches rolling, my friends. Godspeed.